Hello everyone, I'm Brayothor and welcome to the channel. And today we're going to be unboxing a PC from Skytech Gaming PCs. And it's really exciting because this thing is one of their higher end Prism 2 systems. And I've talked about these before on the channel, of course. And if you don't know, if you're just getting to the channel for the first time, I have a show every Sunday called System Integrators Weekly, where I cover system integrators or companies that put together pre-built or custom PCs for you. And I've talked about Skytech a few times. Great company, they do some really cool stuff. Now this isn't something that they would have been able to do without Intel. This is actually made possible by Intel. And of course, Intel has been absolutely dominating the benchmarks and the reviews and everything with the 12th gen Alder Lake processors that they released late last year. And this happens to feature one of those. So thank you, Skytech, and thank you, Intel, for making this possible. I will tell you guys this again, any bit of packing that you get with a gaming PC that you buy, keep all of the packaging, all of it. If you need to move, you want to be able to package it up nice and securely. Now looking right here, it looks like we have a bag from Thermaltake. This looks like the power supply pieces here. So we have all of our modular cables here because it is a modular power supply, which is nice. Not every system integrator will use those. GPU support bracket here, a Wi-Fi antenna, some SATA cables, our power cable right here. Looks like we have a remote for RGB right here. Now the Phanteks NeoCube, if you've never heard of it, it is basically going to be, let's call it an approximation of an 011 dynamic. It's very similar looking. And I've been wanting to get my hands on one so I could see the build quality comparison and see if there's any features missing that are in the 011 that are not in this one. So we'll have a look at that. So before I turn this thing around, let's take a look at what we get. So we have a little box here. This is probably gonna be a mouse. Okay, we got an actual braided cable here. And you know what? It's not a bad mouse. This is just a standard, feels like it's a membrane keyboard. It'll get you started. It looks like it has some lighting behind it, probably. Now, in addition to these peripherals, we also got a folder. So we have a quality control certificate here, and it says build inspection, correct case, correct CPU, memory, drives, Wi-Fi, physical damage inspection, fans, motherboard, graphics card, cooling system, power supply, and cable management inspection. And then installation for drivers, software, all of that, and performance testing. So it looks like they do stress testing and Furmark GPU torture test, Prime 95 CPU torture test, both very good stress tests actually. And then there's a guide for maintenance, a few tips on doing that, keeping it updated, keeping it clean, and keeping it safe. So all very important things. And then there's even a troubleshooting guide in here. So they've got some cool stuff in here. Okay, so let's take a look at the PC itself. So you have your front glass, your side glass, and then of course, top ventilation, bottom ventilation, and then side ventilation. You can see there is a lot of Instapack in here, keeping this thing secure. And also they didn't do the peels, which is nice. Thank you guys. Taking a look here, I was correct about the motherboard. It is the ASUS Prime Z690A. And it is a nice looking motherboard, and it has some decent VRM cooling on it. It says 6,000 megatransfers per second, CAS latency 40. So that's pretty quick RAM. Version is this? This is the RTX 3080 Ventus 3X plus 10 gig OC LHR. So this is a 3080, yeah. And MSI does make some fantastic GPUs. Now we're gonna take a look at the power supply and the cable management. So of course in here as well, it looks like you actually have some sound dampening foam, by the way. And of course, you do have ventilation here. So what we're looking at here is a Thermaltake 850 watt power supply. Now, this right here is a carryover from the 011 dynamic, and it's a place to mount SSDs, but it also covers up your cable management. Whenever a reviewer gets a review sample, we have an understanding. It's not gonna be a typical PC, like as if you got one, if you ordered one. It's not a secret shopper thing that I did here. They offered to send me one through the program they have going on with Intel. Thank you again, Skytech and Intel, for doing that. But most will QC the heck out of any PC being sent to a tech reviewer, and why wouldn't you, right? So you can't look at this necessarily, and on most of these, you can't necessarily look at them as if, hey, this is what I would get. However, I was told specifically that this one came directly off the line and got the normal QC treatment that every system gets. So you can mount up to 4 SATA 3 SSDs right here, or you can, it looks like 2 3.5-inch mechanical hard drives. This is nice because you do have access to the back plate here in case you want to change the cooler. Very cool. And of course, there's your radiator. So if you wanted to, you could actually set up a push-pull configuration here. There's a ton of space between where the radiator is and right now, as they have it set up, they have the air coming out and the actual ventilation on the case. This is nice. This is not bad. There's just a bunch of loose stuff at the bottom, but they're using the Velcro straps that I guess come with the metallic gear case, and they're actually utilizing that stuff, which I do like to see. Taking a look here, it looks like our storage drive is going to be in this M.2 socket here, which leaves the main one up here open. And it looks like every single RGB connector here is hot glued, which again, I'm behind that 100% because it's one of those things that can easily come out during shipping. And yes, these fans, the side fans here and the top fans are both set to exhaust, so the only intake is going to be from the bottom here. So yeah, that's pretty much all that we can tell for now. We would have to really start this thing up, and I guess I can do that just to get a look at the RGB. Oh, dude, yeah. That is no joke. Those fans look amazing. Game Diaz, bring in the RGB for sure.